Howdy, and welcome to The Lunch Table, a podcast where we get balls deep into conversation.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
Like my balls or your balls?
And then lose our train of thought and spiral off to dark places.
Because I have bigger balls than you do.
Well,
physically,
gravity.
not mentally.
I was going to say, what? Well, okay, yeah, true. But gravity does a number on you, bud.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. You're taller, so, it just affects you more, I guess. There's more room to swing.
That helps out.
Plus, I wear tighter underwear,
Not when I wear your underwear, though.
Ooh. Yeah, but you don't wear them every day. It's an everyday type of thing. You can't just wear it once and hope it fixes everything.
You don't know that.
So let me introduce who's around the table tonight.
You've been missing underwear?
Yes.
I've been stealing it from your washer.
And it makes sense because a lot of them have new holes I never remember.
I'll give you a new hole.
Yeah, I knew you would. And you know what? We're locked in the studio alone. I'm scared. We don't even have an HR yet. Can you wait till we get an HR?
I am HR. And I'm the only one with the key right now.
Dude, this is getting scary. So, that dark man you hear over there who admitted to having a rape fantasy not too long ago has me locked in the room.
I'm dark emotion, not
An office. He's neon white physically. Mr. Google himself. Drew, the sound of aerosol gets me excited. Watsonizer. Cheese whiz.
Okay,
Whipped cream.
That's one.
Whipped cream.
That only goes hand in hand with sex. Man, that's get me excited.
Right. See?
That's two.
What else do you use aerosol for?
Do another one.
What else?
One more. I require one more.
You require one more?
One more.
Spray perfume.
Too tired for this shit.
Dude, I got it. That worked.
No.
The cheese was itself.
No. Yeah, that's 1 and 2.
You're right. That's. And also around the table, as always, your host with the most
stems and seeds.
Yeah, actually, talking about that. The other day I got a CD batch. Dude,
I know.
I think it was like 4 ounces.
I know. You showed me.
Oh, dude, it was ridiculous.
He grabbed in and grabbed it. Here's like 5 seeds.
Carl Jones! The amount of broccoli I could grow from that. Dude, we're getting arrested.
Do what our buddy Brett did.
Oh my god. No. Alright, let's get into it. It's late. Howdy, welcome to the Lunch Table Podcast. Tonight is a special night. It's another night where we're filming late because we're going to give ourselves a cool free weekend.
Yeah? We got some special plans this weekend.
Yeah. Well, next weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to hang out with our old lover, Sparko. Go see a movie, dude. Movie and a dinner.
The one that we beat up.
Ooh, we'll beat him up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat that boy with that.
Why do we always go there? Is there something inside of us? Is there something wrong with us that we always go there?
What, to beat somebody up and then violate them?
Yeah.
No. It's just conditioning for today's life to where we like violent sex.
Oh, okay. So the movies. We're blaming the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, so today's actually Mother's Day. I know, anyone who's going to be listening is going to be confused because they'll hear the one that we filmed yesterday, which will be, a whole week ago. So This will be 2 weeks almost after Mother's Day, but I figured we'll go over kind of some of the stuff that we did today. I woke up, dude, I didn't wake up till 3 in the afternoon.
I woke up 10.
10.
I didn't get done editing the episode until like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Did not have my regulated 8 hours of sleep.
No.
So I had to get an extra one before you even came over.
Yeah. I did give you some time to nappy nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you were well rested for this. No, dude, I don't know why, dude. I just slept till like 3 p.m. I woke up and I was like pissed. I was like, dude, that's like my whole day.
Pretty much.
So then I had to wake up and do the Wally trip, to get some flowers for everybody because it's Special Mommy's Day. So.
Oh no!
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute trip.
I know. And then I had to walk around Walmart. And that in itself is always a blast.
How was that on Mother's Day?
Actually, it was really empty. I was surprised. Everyone must have already been done doing what they were doing, and I was just starting.
Yeah.
So it worked out. And there was a bunch of flowers and stuff left. I thought everything would be like picked clean.
Did you wake and bake?
Yeah. Yeah, I woke up, did my thing. It's my day off. You know what I mean? It's my day off, okay? Tomorrow when I wake up for work, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
Dude, doing that and trying to do parts, I'd be the slowest dude ever.
I mean, you'd stay up with your system, though. You'd be the same speed as your system.
That is true. That is true. I wouldn't be frustrated because I would be finally keeping up with the speed. But
do that after your 90-day
yeah.
performance review.
After they give me a raise.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you sign a quarterback for a long time and then they play like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I made it now. Maybe I will. I don't know. That's the whole thing's up in the air.
Well, if you're gonna wake and bake,
yeah,
it takes you what to do it right? Probably 10-15 minutes to hit a bowl.
Yeah, it matters.
I mean, that means you're gonna have to wake up like 10 to 15 minutes earlier than you already do to wake up to do that.
I know, and that means it's gonna take me longer to do everything else after. So, like, you have to do it before you leave, but then you're driving and you're driving slow. It's just not worth it, dude.
No, that's why you counteract it with an energy drink.
No, see, it makes work miserable, I think. Because then you're just sitting there, everything's going slow. You're just like, dude, I want to do nothing right now.
Damn, that is a hot take on it. Where, like, you think work is already pretty slow, and then, like, weed almost slows down that time.
Right.
Dude, that would be a fucking eternity.
Dude, it does. Like, I don't know how people, like, get super baked and go to work because it doesn't last, like, 10 minutes. You know what? It's not like being drunk where you're drunk and no matter what, you look at the clock and somehow hours have passed.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that. You'll be sitting there being like, oh, man, I felt like we were down there forever, and you'll look and be like 40 minutes. But it's like, dude, it felt like an eternity. You're just so deep into thought or something. I don't know. You're just feeling every minute.
That's how Doctor Strange deals with the time stone. He just smokes a big bag of weed. That's why it's a green stone.
Dude, we figured it out.
Marvel.
Potheads. You potheads. Dude.
Been a doctor for so long, couldn't smoke his weed, had to pass drug tests.
He's like, whoa, we have cannabis receptors. It helps unlock certain things in our brain.
That's why he had to go to Comertage. They have the ganj.
They got the ganj. They got the sticky icky. Oh, dude. What? I'm surprised that they don't have it here. They probably do. They probably do have like a cannabis man or something.
I mean, they have Santa.
Joint boy?
I don't know.
They have Santa?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with
Santa's
pot?
a mutant.
Yeah, but
he
what
teams
does
up
that...
with, like, the X-Men.
Okay, so you're saying because Santa's in that universe, that probably, because it's so crazy, that probably reflects that there's also a pot man who might be a mutant?
Yeah.
Okay, because when you first just threw out, well, there's Santa, I'm like, what does Santa have to do with pot?
I mean, Santa gives you a big bag of weed for Christmas. But no, on the weird topic, Santa is an Omega class mutant, which is like one of the highest you can do. Like Dark Phoenix
Yeah.
is an Omega class mutant. So Santa is just as badass as Dark Phoenix. in
What's his
Marvel.
power though?
I don't know. You
Like
caught me with my
super
pants
strength?
down.
Does he have super strength
I think so.
and like super speed?
Yeah.
Can you shoot
I think
blast
he
of
does.
jolly beams?
I think he can like stop time, has like super speed.
Stop
and stuff.
time?
Yeah.
That's
Really
how he
slow it
sneaks
or
in on our
something?
mothers?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. Why?
More to be continued.
Dude, I want to know what guy was so bored writing comics and was like, you know who'd be a badass superhero? Who? Santa. Doesn't Santa fight crimes? No, he's at the North Pole making fucking toys.
I mean, you have Norse mythology, Thor, Odin, things like that. You have
Yeah,
Zeus.
that makes sense.
You have Zeus.
Do they have Jesus? If they don't have Jesus, then Santa shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I think he
Like
was.
Super Jesus?
I think Jesus was a mutant. I
Jesus
think they
was a
talked.
mutant?
I think they talked about it. Yeah.
Jeez, is that what Apocalypse is? Is he like the devil?
No, I mean the X-Men need every little bit of help that they can get. So let's just give them Jesus and Santa.
I thought that they were like one of the more successful comics.
I mean, anything that like strays from whatever needs something different. Like, if you have a TV show, it's probably because your comic book isn't doing very well.
Right. Well, no, maybe vice versa. Maybe your comic, because like that's how anime was. Anime, once your manga did, or whatever they call it, did so good, they actually made it into a TV show.
Oh.
And that's why like they have filler. Filler is what happens when the TV show catches up to the book series and there's no more books yet, so they're just writing things that don't matter to the story until the books come back out.
Damn.
Yeah. So how do you know it's not like the opposite? Because from what I remember, they said X-Men was like one of the biggest sellers just because how dark and different it was compared to the rest of the Marvel.
Maybe.
You know? I don't know.
Right.
I wonder how the sales of the Fantastic Four are going, especially after the terrible movies. Do you think that like ruined their rep a little bit?
No, because they're always mixed in with other people. No, so very rarely do you ever read a Fantastic Four comic for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So it's never just them. It's like Fantastic Four team up with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Actually, Spider-Man was on the Fantastic Four for a while.
Yeah, I figured because when you play the video games...
So was Hulk.
How was the Hulk? And
he replaced the thing. Thing
took a break.
Yeah.
Which the Thing gets beat by the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like a bunch.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the point of him? He's, like, kind of strong, but just a rock thingy.
The Thing is just like a weak Hulk.
Yeah, just a watered down Hulk. Get the fuck off the team. We found this green guy who can turn back to a human. Get the fuck off the team.
You can't turn back to human. Although, in 2 of the 3 movies, he turns back to a human. Yeah.
Right, loses his powers. Well, I think that's actually part of the story that they were doing. Like the one comic, I think that's how it starts. And then he determines, like, no, if I can't have my super strength and look regular, I'll look like a mutant. Because really, I guess his personality's just shit. And he realizes the only thing special about him is being a rock monster.
Right.
And super strength. I don't know. Dude, if you got to be part of any team in Marvel, what team would you want to be a part of? Like, you got the X-Men, the Avengers.
Oh, fuck.
You
That's
know,
hard.
The Fantastic Four.
That's hard. I don't know. The Avengers are pretty cool.
What superhero do you think you are? You a speedster? Well, you say that. You were pretty quick, dude. Back in your day, you were pretty fucking quick.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I was quick for short distances.
Still catch your prey.
Honestly, I'd probably be a villain.
Oh God, why?
I don't know.
Not an anti-hero, just a villain, like
No,
a Venom. Like what powers? Super strength?
I don't know. I'd probably be on the Sinister Six or something. I mean, I don't necessarily like Spider-Man to begin with. I think that he is so overdone.
Yeah.
I mean, out of everything, he has 5, 6, 7, 8 movies.
Batman's up there.
Yeah. I mean, we've been through this before. I hate like the big named ones.
Yeah.
I love that like Iron Man got his time to shine because like nobody really. I mean, people knew about Iron Man, but like nobody really cared.
I don't know if
him.
anyone knew about Iron Man or if they just knew the song. You know, like you're like, oh, that sounds familiar from Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I am Iron Man, but no one realized like the character, who he was, the fact that he was an alcoholic, he was a bad person, kind of.
Right.
Even though he was very interesting, dynamic.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is a perfect choice for that. Like, he is an asshole and was an alcoholic.
Yep.
And like the perfect Tony Stark, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And short.
Got to be the eccentric millionaire that he wanted to be.
Is that where we're gonna go see Doctor Strange?
Yeah, probably. I figured we would. That looks well. It's very fitting because you just took me to go see Spider-Man, and then at the end they played the trailer there for this Doctor Strange movie. So I thought, oh, dude, this is kind of fitting,
right?
You know, and plus to go hang out with Sparko and get a free meal out of it, then go to an old drive-in. That's pretty pimp.
Oh, we're going to the drive-in?
Yeah, he wants to go to the drive-in.
They're playing it at the drive-in?
Yeah, they're playing it at the drive-in.
I thought they were still working on that.
No, I guess not. He was saying something about the drive-in. Or maybe down in Ohio, maybe they have a drive-in he wants to go to.
Ooh. Then after that, we're going to play D&D.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would have to talk to him. Maybe we got to convince him to go to the movie theater down there, depending where we go. But if it's like Niles, they got a really nice movie theater.
Yeah.
I hate our local movie theater. It's not as bad as like Chelsea's, my ex there. Like our movie theater is just like bad, uncomfy seats or whatever. It still kind of looks like a movie theater though.
Yeah.
You know, you could just tell the seats are real fucking old. They haven't changed them in forever. God knows how many farts they're still holding on to. But Chelsea's like, we went there and it was like maybe 4 rows of like almost folding chairs, like metal folding chairs with this screen. It was just some local dude, and the movies were all freaking like a couple years old.
Ooh.
In a little town of Indiana, that was their little movie theater. I was like, "Are you what the?" I didn't realize shit like that existed. Like some dude just, I'm gonna put a sheet up and rent, you know, pay the have the rights to these movies and make money.
Dude, that reminds me of like Cinema 8.
Oh, yeah.
Where you used to sit in the parking lot when you were a Door Dasher.
Yep.
Like, that place sucked. And being a bigger gentleman, fitting into those chairs is like American Airlines.
Oh,
like, I'm surprised they didn't make me pay for 2.
Yeah, dude. So, when that first came out, I don't know how we all thought it was amazing. Because I remember being really, really young and being excited to go to
because it was
movies.
a fucking buck.
Yeah, that's true.
They were dollar theater.
That's true.
They got all the shitty ass movies that they were trying to squeeze the last little juice out of.
Well, no, that's later on. At first, they played all the big movies.
Well, yeah, that was our only movie theater there for a while. That was when it was Cinemark.
Maybe we were ignorant and we didn't know any better.
Oh, yeah, at that
then
time.
The other one moved in and we were like, oh, wow, this blows.
Little special.
Right. Like, oh, this freaking blows.
Yeah. I mean, I think I went to the dollar movie more than I went to the actual thing. I just waited until it went to the dollar movie.
What is...
All our friends were cheap.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well, we were poor.
Except for Ethan.
We were poor.
Except for Ethan.
Yeah. Well, Ethan's a hard worker, though. Look at him now.
Well, he was making like $22 an hour in high school.
What was he doing?
Dealing at the shit plant.
Ooh. Oh, money's money.
Right?
Especially $22 an hour. Well, you had some money calling when you used to do calling for
Yeah,
your
but then I would
spur.
blow it on frivolous things
I
for
know.
us.
Well, not just for us. A lot of it was for. Oh, I want a guitar. Let's buy the most fanciest guitar and a big half stack.
All right, we're going to get into this.
Yeah.
We're going to get into this.
Yeah.
Why did I buy a guitar?
Because you didn't want to be standing there with nothing to do.
And why was I standing there with nothing to do?
Because you were the singer.
In what band?
Our band.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Where we would get a guitarist.
Yeah. So that wasn't just for me.
Oh, that was just for you.
That wasn't just for me.
Dude, you didn't need a guitar.
I wanted one.
Right, thank you. So it was for
Both of us.
you.
It was for both of us.
You.
Now the half stack.
You.
The half stack.
The guitar. Anyways, even if we needed a guitar, you could have bought an Ibanez. A cheap $100 Ibanez. But no, Drew had to go get a Strat.
That was not
Drew had to go get a Strat even though he didn't know how to play guitar.
That was not even the highlight of my spending money. Nowhere near it. I bought like 3 computers.
Oh my god. I do remember all your computers that you bought. Yeah. And laptops.
Yeah.
And all the game systems. Yeah. And all the games.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a little wealthy, but not like walking around money.
Well, no, because you spent it on other stuff.
Oh, no, it felt like a fucking trust fund. To where I was too young to use it, and I was like, "Mommy, can I take some of my money to go spend here?"
Dude, it probably was.
Let's consult the board and see if we can get you some money. Yep. Let's go down on Tuesday. Go down to the Apple store so you can spend $4,000.
Yeah, well, why would you have to get ready to spend your own money? Unless your parents controlled it and they just lied about the other stuff.
Yeah, that was it. I wasn't actually able to access my money until I was like 18.
Right.
And my mom is still on my account.
Oh my god.
Because that's the same account that I have from high school. I just use it now.
Oh god, dude. Get her off the account.
What's the matter?
You never know, dude. You never get them off the account.
No.
Yeah, it's worth it.
No.
Yeah. Hey, don't trust no one. Don't trust no one.
My mom has her own money. She doesn't need my
Then what if she passes away? What if that creates a big freaking issue?
It won't.
I don't know. How does that stuff work?
I just realized it when my dad passed away. If there are 2 people on the account, the second person just ceases to exist on it.
They're just like, oh,
as long
delete.
As long as you bring them a death certificate, yeah.
We get prove that they died.
By the way, anybody going through this, or if you go through it in the future or something like this, get as many death certificates as you can. When they originally ask you how many you need or want to buy or whatever, get like 20 or 30.
Dang.
Yeah. Because they'll give you 10 at like a certain price and then the rest at a discounted price. But if you wait till after a certain point, they charge you like 3 times the amount for death certificates.
Because they have to fire their printer up.
Yeah. If they're already printing them out, then you might as well get them.
Right.
But everything, every single piece that somebody owns, like my dad had a lot of farm equipment. Every single piece of farm equipment needs an individual death certificate.
You can't just copy it?
Has to go into the state and has to be original.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No. This is how capitalism works. If you owe me money, we'll go after you until you prove you're dead.
Dude, there are way too many hoops to jump through when somebody dies. I mean, I get it, like millionaires giving away their things to people that don't rightfully own it or whatever, but damn.
Maybe, but they see the problem is the big guys like that still get away with it.
Yeah.
So whatever rules are putting into place don't fucking work, and they only make it harder on the middleman.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know if I've asked you this when I was a little younger. Nothing's in there.
Oh, it's empty. Oh, damn it. You butt.
I don't know if I have asked you this before. Now that I think about it. $1 million
Yeah.
is a lot of money.
Yeah, not that much, but yeah.
Okay. Have you received and spent $1 million in your lifetime?
Probably not, no.
No?
Uh-uh.
All right, so let's do some quick math here. Say you make $2,000 a month.
Right.
12 months, $24,000.
Yeah.
And then, so call it 25, just round it out. And you've been in the workforce for 10 years?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. That's $250,000.
Yeah, but not $1 million.
Exactly. So you yourself have never spent $1 million yet.
Correct.
You're going to have 40 years before that happens. Or 30 more years. So, do you think in all the establishments that you've worked at that you have handled $1 million? $10 for an Eggs Benedict at Bob Evans. $30 for cigarettes.
Well, even more than that, like all the big money for, like now parts and stuff. Sometimes it's several hundreds of dollars. Or when I did exterminating, it'd be sometimes thousands.
Right.
So
do you think you've hit that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You don't think I've touched over $1 million?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I have.
I mean, remember, you having for the last 10 years have only had a quarter of that $1 million.
Yeah, but that's each hour. I'm not even getting $20. But in the same thing, so like, okay, let's take exterminate. In the same amount of time it would take me to make $15. Someone's paying me, and I'm handling cash usually for $170.
Now, does that include if somebody hands you their debit card? Does that include if somebody writes you a check, or is it just cash?
Well, I'm saying
should I classify this as only your hands have touched
cash
$1 million?
But a lot of businesses I work cash. You know, I haven't worked in any really big corporations besides like restaurants, which is a lot of cash. And then when I worked for the local guys, a lot of people paid in cash because they got better deals.
Even if it wasn't yours, like if you worked at the U.S. Mint, where they print the money, like you'd probably go through $1 million in a day.
Oh yeah.
Do you think, respectively, your hands have touched $1 million?
Yes, I think. I think so. Yeah.
I don't think anywhere near mine.
No,
not at all.
Because like even counting, because at the end of the day, I have to count all the drawers. So all the money that was made, all the cash that was made that day by the business, I counted.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I bet I touched well over millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think you're 2 million?
No, maybe not. Maybe just $1 million. Maybe $1 million. Yeah, probably $1 million. Yeah. Like after all, because everything I did was like, even cutting hair, I had to count the only time is when I worked at Pentec. Then I didn't deal with any money. And that was only 3 years.
Now, take a quick guesstimate for me.
Yeah.
Estimate the dollar amount that you think that would have passed by you. Either cash, check, card, whatever. Parts for the price of parts that you dealt with at Pentec.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me a dollar amount. What do you think?
Oh, for how much everything costs.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's hard because, see, there's also stipulations like when you work in a factory like that, all our parts get sent to Japan where they're on a factory line.
Yeah.
Well, if our parts are wrong and they don't fit the vehicle, for every minute that line's shut down, they owe them several $100,000.
Yeah.
Because that's how much that business is losing.
Okay.
So think about it that way too. Like if I would have sent a wrong part and we got too many and that shipped over there, all of a sudden everyone's out of a job.
Only do the retail for what that part went for.
Oh, I don't know. It's the chrome trim for windows I dealt with there. I have no idea what that would cost. Probably a couple $100, several $100.
Yeah.
I'd probably say around, because it'd probably be maybe 200 something bucks. So per, and we would ship over 2,000 a night. Yeah. Yeah. How much money they're making. And then they tell you, oh, well, we can't afford to pay you more. But we can build rocket ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't pay you more. But we can build rocket ships.
So what do you think your number would be?
Oh, dang. Oh, shit. With all the product.
I know you're really bad at math.
I know. With all the product, I have no idea. That alone was several million probably for the 3 years that I worked there. Because I even set records for us shipping the most parts out of anybody. So, yeah, several million probably there. But then everything else, like what I dealt with, the cost of it wasn't that high, but the charge of us doing it was. Like the pesticides. The cost of the pesticides and stuff were not expensive at all.
Yeah.
So handling those is like handling dollar store parts, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the cost of having me come out and do it was a lot.
What I want you to imagine is this table. This table is $25.
Yeah.
I touched this table. That's $25 out of my table.
Dude.
This mat is $10.
Oh my god.
I added $10 to that thing.
My whole life.
Your whole life. What do you think it's at?
Oh Jesus. Probably almost $1 billion.
You touch my mom's car, which is 30, 40 grand.
Probably
you get to add that to your thing.
Probably $1 billion.
$1 billion?
$1 billion. I like to touch things. I touch things that say please do not touch.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, dude?
I think $1 billion is probably a tenth of that. Probably 10 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, everything that you've touched in your entire life. This is just weird to fathom. And I know that, like, my mind always goes back to this because I'm just a nerd for space.
Right. So what...
But, like, when I went down to Kennedy Space Center for vacation, like, I got to touch the Saturn V rocket. Like, come on. There's, like, $1 billion right there.
Damn.
No, it's probably not $1 billion.
Almost.
It's probably
No,
like half.
It's
probably half a million.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be $1 billion to build a whole fucking rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. Jesus, dude.
I mean, I've touched a lot of Magic cards.
Yeah.
That's
true.
That's probably 100,000 by itself.
Yeah, dude, very true.
I mean,
my original Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Based on what it was charged at that day. So, like, your Charizard that you touched when you were 10 was like $200, not like $1 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, like, I used to work at a car dealership, and I touched every single car in that lot. There were days where I would go down the hood.
You just think about all this money moving. Think about it.
Yeah.
All this money. Numbers changing constantly. How has this not just fucking crashed?
I have no clue.
How does anyone even keep track of all this shit? Especially with people cooking books and fucking up things here and there.
Right.
Has to just be one giant fucking, like, shit show.
Yeah.
This is why I don't play stocks. Right here.
Oh, I've also been in a lot of hospitals. I touched, like, MRI machines and shit.
Dude, how about that power washer? How much that cost that you were touching today?
Fuck, man.
What was going on with that? So,
okay.
we were talking, and Drew's all sore right now because for Mother's Day or whatever, he power washed the house for his mom. And he said his brother Kent came over, and I asked him, well, did Kent help? Is he sore? And he's like, well, Kent's not sore. And I was like, oh, did he not come over? And he's like, oh, no, he was here. And then he wouldn't tell me more,
So, yeah, I'm still working on this sunny-do list.
Yeah.
Sunny-do this, sunny-do that.
Which you said this was, like, pretty much the end.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I have the list on my phone, and it has everything I still need to do on it. I mean, there's a few things, but nothing really too big. But today, I was able to knock out 2 of them. First one is power wash the house.
Yeah.
And the second one was clean the back porch.
Ooh.
And I figured, what better way to clean the back porch than to power wash it?
Okay.
So,
Touche. Yeah.
So my brother Kent asked my mom what she wanted for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And she told him, I want you to help Drew power wash the house. And I was like, fuck yeah, get some help. All right. So he came over at like 10 o'clock. And I was like, all right, let's get to this. He's like, yep, let's get to this. I got to be out of here by 2 o'clock. That gives us 4 hours to do it. I was like, all right.
Okay.
I'll go down and go get the pressure washer. We'll hook it up and things like that.
All right. We'll get her started.
And he dilly-dallied around for like an hour and a half.
Doing what?
Well, he taught Morgan how to drive for about a half hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I asked him to do that.
Okay.
Too.
Oh, okay.
And this is the first time he's been out the house in like a
Why
month.
do you want to... Why everybody else?
Because I have a manual and she can't drive manual.
Oh, so...
They're using
Pull
their
out the
cars to
caddy.
teach her.
I was gonna say, pull
Yeah.
the caddy out.
But why wouldn't I do that with my mom while I could be doing this goddamn list? My mom could teach her just to drive as well as I can.
I don't know. Your mom hits a bunch of shit.
I'll take over the advanced portion. Just need to give her the main basis.
I don't know if your mom knows the basics. You can't when you sideswipe every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
use your mirrors.
No, my mom knows everything. She just can't make her hands and feet do it. And her eyes.
What?
So, like, she knows she shouldn't be sideswiping stuff. But her left arm is like, nope, you're going to sideswipe something.
Just hit the brakes.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I can see what's about to happen, but I can't prevent this.
Yeah, but her feet are bad, so she can't hit the brakes at a proper
Yeah,
time.
dude, she was like that the whole time. The whole
Yeah.
time I've known her. Don't give her excuses now. The whole time that I've known her, this has been an issue.
Regardless,
Your dad and mom have gone through vehicles like no tomorrow.
yeah. My brother actually went to go trade in my dad's truck, and they hit him for a lot less than he expected on Kelly Blue Book because there was a really bad accident on my dad's truck. Like $3,000 affected it.
Wow.
Regardless, though, I took his pressure washer out, and he got back, and he was starting to help me. And it was real fucking nice. Because I would pressure wash for 10 to 15 minutes, and then he would take over and pressure wash for 10 to 15 minutes. And, like, each other person would be able to, like, pull the hose and pull the pressure washer to catch up to the next part of the house. And, like, he would reach the stuff down on the bottom, and I would reach the stuff on the top. And then he didn't like that I took an hour to do the front porch. I was just spraying things. Things were dirty.
Yeah.
Like, real dirty.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, you can spray the concrete and see the difference that you're spraying. I mean, that means that you have to spray the whole entirety of the concrete.
Right. You got to clean it all, not just leave a stain there.
Right? We broke a shutter.
Oh,
It
God.
came unpopped from the brick.
Oh, my God. You're fucking 2 inches away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then we got around to the front and sprayed the garage doors. And then we broke the garage door. So now the button won't work. Put the garage door up and down.
Why would you spray the garage doors?
They were dirty. I didn't think I was going to spray the electronics behind it.
You think they're watertight?
Apparently I hit something. Because the door wouldn't open. The other one opened, but not my mom's side.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I had to manually open and close and release that garage door for him to spray it down and then us be able to get through. But then he went out like a half hour later and the door is like halfway down. And then he went out another half hour later and the door is like completely down. And he's like, we push the button. So the door works again.
Nice.
Nothing I did.
No, okay, nothing you did.
Yeah, just where I sprayed, I messed something up.
Right.
But he's like, all right, let's get around the side of the house, and this is where I took over, and he was off doing something else. And I get to the very back, and he's like, all right, I'm out of here. It's 2 o'clock. I was like, Are you fucking kidding me?
You said 4.
He had 4 hours there.
Oh, 4 hours there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, we haven't even touched the back porch. And like, that's the biggest part that I need your help with. And he's like, doesn't matter, I'm leaving. I was like, before you fucking leave, I was like, gather the crew, go wake the other brother up, and grab shit and start throwing it off the porch so I can start spraying the porch when you're gone.
Right.
And he's like, all right. So got about halfway through that and was like, yep, we're leaving. So I had to go wake up the other brother and get his help, and he's had a bad back the last couple days to where, like, I was still lifting everything. He was just stabilizing things.
Where's his back problem from?
I don't know. But, I sprayed off the porch, and the porch is maybe 50 feet long.
Yeah, your back porch is pretty long, yeah.
It's L-shaped, so,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little more to it.
It's like the whole length of the house almost.
Yeah. It took me, like 5 hours
Yeah.
in it.
And it has a roof.
Yeah. And that was one of the main parts that I was, like, focusing on. So when the wind blows through there, like, a lot of things get trapped on that back porch. Leaves, birds, insects, things like that. I took down so many fucking spider webs
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything like that. And even with the pressure washer, like, they didn't want to go.
Nope.
So I had to go over the thing like 8 to 12 times per spider web, per square inch of that thing. Like, I just had to keep spraying. Now, I'm 6'4", and I think the roofs in there are like 8 feet tall at the max, and they slant back down towards the top there. I was fucking covered in water. Like, it was like I was in a torrential dam. It almost looked like I jumped into the pool and stayed in there for like 8 hours. My fingers were all webbed and shit like that,
Yeah,
just from
like
pressure
Brony.
washing. Yeah. So I got about halfway through the porch, and I was so fucking pissed that I was doing this alone.
Yeah.
And the cord was getting caught on this, and the hose was getting caught over here, and I had to move the machine by myself when I had like a Goldilocks zone where like Kent would move it, and then I would move it, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. And I was just fucking doing it myself. I was so goddamn pissed. And I looked at my mom, and she was like sitting out the window looking at me, and I sprayed her with the gun, like the door with the gun, and she goes, ah, ah. And I was like, no, like, I need to talk to you. So she opens up the door and goes, what's up? And I was like, get Lance out here to help me. I was like, I don't care, he has a bad back, I don't care, whatever, I need him out here to help me.
Yeah.
Whether to grab a chair and throw it off the side or pull this table off so I can keep spraying things. And he comes out and looks at me, and I was like, I need a smoke. I need a break. I was like, this is a big hassle for me to mess with, like to turn it off, because I have to turn off the engine
Yeah.
and turn off the water,
Right.
find a place to put the hose. And I was like, or you could just spray while I go smoke. He throws up his hands and says, I'm not a part of this. I didn't want to do this in the first place. I'm not going to fucking help.
Why? What's wrong with your brothers?
I have no fucking clue.
How are they so like about themselves?
I
And
have
they
no
can
clue.
It's almost like serial killer-ish how much they just can. No, don't care about your problems or your worries.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, if I would have called you in, like, if I would have called you in the same time that I was going to talk to Lance at this point, the amount of help in my voice, you would have been like, yep, dude, I'll be right over.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll come. Honestly, because I passed your house, or to get to my other guy, I would have stopped in between.
Right.
We'd have got it out.
Fucking stuffed me the entire time. So I had to go through all the big process, turn it off, this, that, next thing.
This
go
is why
smoke
they
a
don't have friends, man.
to go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and I was like, I don't know what, because I was talking to my mom, I was like, I don't know what fucking store that you bought him at, But I was like, you need to fucking return him because he's broken. And she's like, oh, why? And I was like, yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit. And I started drilling in on him. And then I was having him do like little things. Like I was calling him back out to do this, that, and the next thing. There are these outlets, even though they're outdoor outlets, I didn't want to spray right in them.
You want to cover them, yeah.
So I had him like duct tape them closed, and then I had him move some stuff back after I got so far. Dude, I was a wet, pissed off mess just this entire time. And I finish everything up, and we have to put everything back on the porch. And he's griping the entire time about how his back hurts and how, you know, this isn't going to change anything, and I cleaned this for no reason and stuff like that. And
I was like, it's not going to change anything. It's clean now.
Right.
It's immaculate. It is now changed because it's clean. What you're telling me is you're going to be too lazy to keep up with it, you son of a bitch?
It is immaculate, though.
But yet that motherfucker wasn't he arguing about your house? Right? Didn't he want to keep that house or something? Wasn't there a big ordeal about that bullshit?
Yeah.
And then here you are taking care of the house.
Right.
And he just came out and admitted, well, that was for nothing because I ain't washing it again.
Regardless, I was so pissed at him. And I walk back inside. My mom's like all apologetic. She's like, oh my God, I didn't know that this was going to be such like a big ordeal thing. Like it hadn't been done in a very long time. And I thought it was just going to be a quick spray down. And during dinner, we figured out that like when my dad sprayed down, he would just and just do it really quickly on the floor and get all the leaves and everything out. And like I was an inch away from the siding, spraying down all these spider webs. And I was like, yeah, the floors were sprayed like 2 years ago. I was like, but the walls haven't been touched since the siding went up in like 12 years ago. Right. She's like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, and I was hitting the roof, this, that, and the next thing. Man, I don't know how my dad kept up with this shit. Like, there's 3 of us, and he was outperforming us, even though we didn't know it.
Well, was he? You said he just sprayed the floor.
I mean, he might have had some roundabout way about doing other things. Pressure washing is like the last thing that he probably wanted to do when it was very low on the list. But just some of the other shit he did, man, it might take him 30 minutes to do. It takes me like 4 hours.
Like what? Like mowing the grass?
I don't know, like changing the oil in a car that I'm not familiar with or something like that.
Yeah.
4 hours, probably pretty stretch with that, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you figure their life was completely different than ours, and they're so handy, dude. That generation's so handy.
Right.
Like, we didn't grow up messing with cars as a hobby. They did. They grew up just changing everything and messing with everything as a hobby, and I can see it in young kids. There's young kids that come up asking for chainsaw parts, this and that, and they know every freaking detail and name of this saw. But it's just a hobby of theirs that they just love. Yeah. It's just something they're into.
But on the same side that we have computers and shit, like I said, my mom is computer literate. Can't do shit with computers. Can't do shit with phone.
Right.
But where they would mock us or that we see that they're doing things better than we are with like car parts and everything like that. Yeah. We're not like, oh yeah, you can't do that. Right. Like this, like our generation is good about helping people doing things without showing attitude about it.
Yeah, we want to educate. That's what it is. We want to educate. We want to spread education.
I think we want to educate ourselves first and then spread it.
Well, I think it's a narcissist kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, let me educate you because it shows that I know more than you kind of deal. I think it's a double-ended sword with us, but I think like that is a downfall of the older generation is how judgmental they are with everything and everybody.
Right.
But I see us getting that way. You know, I see all the memes of us millennials getting on what, Gen X or whatever they're called.
Well, it's not even on like newer generations. Like I will be the first person to tell you that I enjoy knowing that I know more than my brothers do. They don't know how to change the oil in their own car. I know how to change the oil in my car, my dad's truck, my mom's car, and their car.
Yeah, I like to be self-efficient.
Yeah.
I like to know how they do everything, solve it out, and just only rely on me. And I don't know if that's,
I
a
like
good or bad thing.
I like people coming to me and asking me for help or asking me questions. I don't like doing that help.
Yeah.
Like, I like that my mom, the first person that she asked to power wash the house, because my dad used to do it, was me.
Yeah.
But I didn't like power
Power
washing the
washing.
house.
I think that's like, yeah, sometimes the work sucks, but that's what's gratifying. When you do work like that, especially on a vehicle or clean the house, after your hard work, there's actually a physical thing you can see. You can see the benefit of your work.
Right.
Where with video games and stuff, you get that little achievement, and then the benefit of your work doesn't. You really can't see how much grinding you have to go through to get that helmet.
Dude, I love the idea of family dinners right now. I used to hate the idea of it because I felt like everybody would, like, coming from a big guy. This is going to get real emotional. Like, coming from a big guy, I feel like when people look at me while we're eating, I feel like they're silently judging me. Like, oh, is that guy grabbing another piece of turkey?
Yeah.
Oh, does he really need that last piece of turkey?
Right.
But after I pressure wash the house or do all these things on this list, I was like, yo, fucking bring it over here.
Right.
I don't give a shit what you think. I know more than you do. Fuck you.
Right.
And I'm going to eat this turkey because of it.
Well, and after doing that work, you're in an afterburn. You can go ahead and eat. You
Well,
just burnt calories all day.
Like, recently, I haven't been eating breakfast. I haven't been eating lunch. So the only time that I do eat is dinner in front of everybody. I'm just like, I don't fucking care.
I think that's the way it's got to be. I mean, I used to, I go out to eat by myself all the time, and some people are like, oh, that's fucking weird, dude. That's weird. And I got plenty of people I could go ask. I could call and be like, yo, you want to go grab this?
I'll go out to eat with you, CJ.
Yeah, but I love to eat by myself. It's actually really fun.
That's
you go,
fucking weird.
Why?
I don't know. Every single person that I've seen in a restaurant that is eating by themselves is fucking weird.
Why? I go and I do whatever work I got to do or whatever on the computer, and I'm not inside. I get to be on the back porch and have fucking draft beer and not have to carry a conversation with anyone and have food delivered to me.
Are you still on your phone?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, I'll play on my phone. That's why I want to, that's why I want a, iPad so bad. Or, a laptop so I can go out there and do our editing and stuff right there.
Well, I guess people of, our age or people that are on their phone aren't really that weird because then they're, keeping to themselves. But, people my parents' age that go out to eat and don't have their phone out in front of them, they're fucking just gawking at you.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's fucking weird.
If you're just staring off into nothing, that's kind of weird. But, usually I have something I'm doing.
It's like me in school when I couldn't use my phone.
Now, there was people that would come in the restaurant, eat, and read a book, and I thought that was fine. I was like, man, that's actually pretty peaceful.
Yeah.
Because, there's sometimes I don't like the complete silence. I like sitting in a area where I can hear people walking, noise, plates clicking, I don't know. It's just a little bit more calming instead of always being in complete silence. But sometimes it's great to think in complete silence, not work in it.
Do you like the wind chimes outside my garage?
Yes and no. There's never been a wind chime where I'm like, damn, that sounds like, woo. But I do they're just familiar, so I like them. It makes me think people are around.
My dad has a medium set of wind chimes, maybe a foot long or something like that. And then he has granddaddy wind chimes, which are 3 feet long each. Real big motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And it's always windy up here on the top of the hill. So, they're always going off. And outside is where I go to, smoke a cigarette and have a conversation on the phone or something. I was getting so fucking tired of hearing all these goddamn wind chimes. I took 2 rubber bands out and I tied them shut. They're not on there right now. I don't know who took them off or anything like that. I asked every single person in the house. Everybody said they didn't touch them.
Maybe they broke.
One of them, I could see. One of them was stretched pretty thin. The other one was not. So, both being off, foul play somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody fucked with it.
Yeah.
Neighbor came through while we all were asleep. I like these sounds.
I need the wind chimes to sleep. No, dude, I don't know. I always lived by a train. Even now we live by the train tracks.
Yeah.
So, and in a gun range and stuff, so I'm used to noise. Or when I lived in Sharon, God, dude, we lived by the train and the fucking, you would hear sirens 24/7. Woo!
Well, you got used to this in Youngstown.
Yeah, dude, that's what I mean. And then you can't sleep without it, you know? I would go back to my mom's house or something, spend the night, and I remember it being so quiet the first time, I couldn't sleep. I was like, this is weird. I need fucking noise.
I mean, people say that the sounds eventually grow on you and you're able to sleep for different things. Like people in New York City, the subway's a 2-minute walk away. I mean, that would fucking eat me up to sleep that close to a train.
Yeah.
But some people like yourself, I guess you get used to it.
Yeah, you do.
I can't get used to those goddamn wind chimes.
See,
no matter what.
Dude, you haven't realized my mom collects them. So she has 20 out on the front porch.
It's ridiculous. Just take a set of rubber bands out there.
Yeah, but also where we live, you wouldn't think it was busy, but that intersection, I've never seen it empty.
Yeah.
There's always cars rolling through. I don't care what time.
Oh, you got the Walmart right there.
The Walmart, the hospital, and then down the road is Warner and all that.
Yeah.
So people just traveling all the time.
And the gun range, golf course.
Dude, honestly, it sounds like the most boring thing, but some of the best times is just sitting there and watching traffic. You had a stressful day, just sit out there, watch the traffic pass by. It was like counting sheep.
Dude, I don't know that I have found that one thing that I can go back home and just do to relax. Some people talk about how they, like you said, go out on your front porch and watch traffic, and that's relaxing to you. Or some people say, cooking relaxes them. Or some people say video games with me. I get even more stressed out because of the video games because I want to do well. And I think that's just my personality. But some people say, going home and drinking a vodka martini or something is what relaxes them. I have never come home and been like, oh, I'm so content.
It's not that. It's you sit somewhere where you're doing something, and what it is not a point of content, but all of a sudden your mind gets wonder-free. Then all of a sudden that's when you have your epiphanies and things like that. Because your mind is now not under stress. It's like bowling for me, right?
Yeah.
When I'm up bowling, because I'm focused so much on bowling and just hitting my arrow, in that moment, as my ball's going back and I'm swinging, I'm not thinking about anything else in the world besides hitting that mark.
Well, now you have a couple of them. Dude, I don't think that I have found that one thing. Or, maybe I'm just being a fucking little shit, and the thing that I do, I don't realize that I do.
Or maybe that is your issue. Maybe your issue is you haven't learned to deal with your stress properly.
Yeah.
I
got blood pressure problems.
Right, blood pressure problems and things like that. So maybe you haven't learned how to relax yourself.
Or maybe it's just the way I think about things. Because some people say that showers are the most relaxful thing that they can do. Just go and clean it. I'm sitting there okay, well, I gotta reach up and wash this fold and do this, and I gotta do my hair now and this. I'm always thinking about things. That's a problem.
What you need to actually study is breathing techniques. And I know it sounds dumb, but you need to go look up breathing techniques for meditation, because the way you breathe really helps your thoughts. And if you're sitting there in your shorter breath, not getting the oxygen you need, things like that, it's not good for your brain.
I need to quit smoking. Actually, that was another problem that I was having when I was living in Chicago. I put on a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Before I even moved out there, and then I moved out there, that was
I think that's kind of your stress reliever right there.
Eating.
Yeah. Or not essentially just a lot of it, just.
But not cooking.
That's you like going to find the greasiest, the most delicious thing out on town. That's the way you stress relieve.
Most of the time it has cheese on it.
Right, it has cheese, it has all the big stuff, things like that. Because your problem's not so much you just eat a shit ton. I'm not, you're not sitting here eating things every day.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you do hate your vegetables.
I've gotten a lot better.
You have gotten a lot better.
Yes. That is another conversation that I need to have. Oh my God.
But it's when all you eat is literally monks used to fast for a year. Then they would go into this tomb where all they would eat is milk, cheese, and bread. And they would come out obese. To fast for another year. That's how fattening those ingredients are.
Well, they all turn to sugar in your stomach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I never forgot about that.
Yep, so do potatoes.
Yeah. I love all of them.
Yeah, me too. We got to be careful because then that's what makes everyone around here diabetic.
I should just be on the Atkins diet. Only eat meat.
See that? I mean, you could, but that you don't understand how expensive that gets because meat doesn't fill you up that long.
Yeah.
You think it would, but it doesn't. So you're just sitting there. It's something about eating both. Your stomach is satisfied because I've been vegan, and trust me, that don't fill you up either. You eat constantly being fucking vegan too. I've tried the meat diet. I've tried them both, and both you got to get it balanced. Just get it balanced.
But going into this next one, so my girlfriend likes to cook, and she likes to throw weird ingredients in.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's fun for her to like see that I've never tried something to try and make me like it.
Yeah, she's creative.
She did like Brussels sprouts, and I didn't mind Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts.
She did asparagus, and
I love asparagus.
I love them both now too. But one time she did asparagus, she had Thai dragon pepper chilies, and I don't do well with hot things.
Spicy, yeah.
So it fucking hurt the entire time to eat them. I'm like, yeah, babe, it's real good. Fuck, this hurts. But because I've come out of my shell quite a bit, she actually gets to see like where my personality for food came from. Because now, instead of just cooking for me, she has ideas for my family.
Yeah.
For my mom and Lance.
I was slightly embarrassed to go out to eat with your family. Because when you all ordered, you all were like, no vegetables. I was like, damn, dude. Like, no one around here is going to get any greens?
I mean, I was going to put lettuce on mine, to be fair.
Right. And you should have.
I should have.
It helps you poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, she's like, do you think your family will like this? And I was like, nope.
And they're just picky eaters, bro. They're a family of picky eaters.
Do you think your family will like Brussels sprouts?
Nope.
Nope. I'll eat them. Do you think your family would like chopped onions in a salad?
No.
My family won't even like the salad.
Right.
Let alone the onions.
Let alone the onions.
Like, my mom is going to get scurvy.
Jesus.
She has... I have never seen her eat a vegetable. She doesn't even eat some of the weird, like, snack things I have. I don't know that I've ever... She told me the other day that she has never eaten a piece of gum.
Why?
She's never chewed a piece of gum.
Just never tried it.
Yeah. It was taboo when she was younger. Like, her mom yelled at her for thinking about trying gum. I don't know. I don't specifically know, but
that just sounds crazy to me. At some point, you're a fucking adult.
Right.
So what? Try a piece of gum.
But my dad would always eat a whole bunch of things, and that isn't affected by us now. And, like, I'm honestly striving to be more towards like my dad.
Yeah.
To where, like, when people come need help for things, or, you know, people need a plate cleaned for, you know, whatever. Like, right. I still want to do that.
Right.
I still want it to make it look like that he's still there. As weird as that sounds.
Well, you want to make sure that his teachings live on, dude.
Right.
It's like he lives on in a way.
Right.
But
she keeps coming up with me with different ideas. What do you think about this? Well, you know, they're not gonna like if it doesn't have butter, cheese, meat, or potatoes in it.
Yeah, like basically, yeah, it's got to be bland. And a lot of the reasons why people don't like things like that is because they tried them once and they're like, oh, since I tried it once and I didn't like it back then. Right. And if you ever realize anything new, you just don't like.
Like, my mom won't even eat fish. No fish. No seafood at all. No
I
shrimp.
Used to hate seafood. Jared loved it. Now I love seafood. He forced me to keep having it. Then eventually you just get used to it. And you're like, you know what? This is like coffee.
Yeah, but she won't even try things.
That's what I mean. You got to just... You got to try things till you like them. And the reason why you like the things that you do like is because your family likes them, and they made you try them over and over while you were a baby. I actually went through with my girlfriend and told her the menu that I had growing up.
Like, it was a generated menu, and it was like a school lunch menu, and it never changed. Monday was hamburgers and mashed potatoes. Tuesday was hot dogs and mac and cheese. Wednesday was pasta. Thursday was hamburgers and mashed potatoes.
Again.
Friday was pizza. Saturday was hot dogs and mac and cheese. And Sunday was a roast. That was it. Week in, week out.
Dude, that was better than mine. My mom never cooked. It was the Tyson chicken in the freezer. Like, she legitimately did not cook when we were younger unless we cooked.
But that, at least you were able to, like, branch out. Like, I had to wake up early to make my own eggs because my mom wouldn't make eggs for breakfast. She didn't make breakfast.
I just don't. Why have so many kids if you're not going to learn how to feed them?
I don't know.
I just don't get certain people, dude. Just, like, oh, man. That's okay. So I was over at my grandma's, right, for Mother's Day. Always go visit her because my grandma Loretta, because Carl doesn't go see her ever. Yeah. He's never once wished her a happy Mother's Day. His own mother, right? We're talking about the same guy. My father lives right down the street. Doesn't ever see me. Doesn't ever stop in and see his grandchild. And we know all the problems with my younger brother and him. Well, we were up there and we were talking, and she got on to, how she's not defending him as much, which is kind of nice because she always defended my dad.
Yeah.
Is her son and her only son and whatever. And we were talking, and she was like, well, he didn't know how to be a dad because his dad wasn't a good dad, and he'd come home drunk and do all this. And I was like, at some point, that's not an excuse, Grandma.
Right.
I was like, everybody around his age grew up with a fucking bad dad. A lot of them grew up with an asshole dad. So, yeah. So why does everyone else be fine, but he's not? I was like, it's like he turned into his dad, and then he's doing the same to his children. I was like, it's just not an excuse. I was like, the problem is he has issues he never dealt with.
Is he all about himself? Like, is that the problem?
I think he hates himself. And he's been diagnosed as bipolar, but he doesn't want to do anything about it. But I think he hates himself. And because of that, he's scared to branch out or do anything.
But he's not scared to procreate and make more of
right,
himself.
Because I think when he procreates with a woman, that makes him feel useful. Like, important in that moment. So, like, that's some of the only times he feels useful. Because, he grew up with the abuse of a drunk dad. It was never there, never had money, never grew up with anything, jumped from state to state because his dad would get in so much trouble or gamble that they would change their names.
That was the one that gave him a stolen car for his 16th birthday?
Grandpa Jack. Yeah. So, he would jump around and change names and stuff. So I just imagine that had to be a horrible life. Watched his dad shot his dog right in front of him and stuff. Like, it was crazy stuff.
Oh, shit.
So, like,
Old Yeller right in front of him.
Old Yeller right in front of him. So, because they had to move, and he didn't want to take a dog while they were moving to a whole different place and trying to change their name.
Damn.
Yeah. So, who knows? I'm saying it's probably very traumatic, and don't get me wrong. He has reasons to be why he is. But the issue that happens, and this is with everybody, who I want anybody to understand this, the issue that happens is, if you know you have a problem and you choose not to solve it, then eventually the causes from that are your problem. It is you.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, his dad might have caused some of his bipolar issues or something, or made him kind of standoffish, but eventually what you're doing is a cause of you and not your parents.
Yeah.
Or whatever caused you to be the way you are. Eventually it is you if you choose to do nothing about it and keep just repeating the same things. So, like, I don't know, man. It's kind of cool to hear the difference in just family. Because, like, us, I think that's what made all my siblings and us so close, is the fact that, our dad's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's weird to hear you and your siblings because it's more of a rivalry.
And I'm winning.
And you're winning. Dude, it was weird visiting because everybody on that side, too, they get Alzheimer's. Nice. I could just tell my grandma was getting it a little bit, Fucking grown old, dude.
Did she ask you if you wanted candy like 3 or 4 times?
No, but see, my grandma was always an amazing cook, and there's been sometimes she served stuff uncooked or whatever.
Dude, my grandma was an amazing cook too.
Yeah. There's women back then, they knew how to cook, man.
I've never had a better grilled cheese than when my grandma
Oh,
made it.
amen. My grandma makes the best mashed potatoes ever. Her eggs, her over easy eggs are the best. Oh my god, just like little stuff. Like she can pan fry a steak beautifully. I don't know what she does or how much butter, but it's always juicy and delicious. And she doesn't even eat meat. I mean, she
Damn.
does. She'll nibble meat, but she's never liked meat.
Damn.
She's just not a big meat eater, you know. Like I said, my mom never cooked. It was Tyson chicken and shit, or whatever was in the freezer.
Dude, I used to love going over to your house because your mom would like make different things that like I didn't have.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we would go out to restaurants and things.
Yeah.
And then I would have to experiment there.
Yeah.
But then I was always so scared about doing whatever. But like when I would go over to your mom's house and she would make, hey, here's meatloaf for
Right. Here's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hey, all right.
Fuck yeah, that or taco salad. She loved making a good taco salad because you only have to cook one ingredient.
The beef.
The beef.
Yeah.
But that's why we all love like a lot of vegetables and fruit, because my mom would make sure to have those because you don't have to cook those.
Right.
You can just eat those. So like that was a part of that.
Damn.
Yeah. Which, I mean, eventually when I learned to cut out all the frozen food, you know, my fat kind of fell off a little bit.
To be honest with me, when was the last time you cooked?
Me
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Last time I personally
Yes.
cooked, last summer.
Last summer?
Yeah.
What was the time before that?
The time before that, if I was with Chelsea and I cooked a lot.
Okay.
We had fun cooking together. Yeah.
Because I always hear you saying that, like, yeah, I went out to this place, or I got this on my way here, or did this, or, like, I went home and snacked that.
Lots of times now, the way it happens is I stop at a friend's house, and because everyone's wifed up, their wives love to cook for me. They're like, oh, Carl's coming over? And, like, so I get home-cooked meals, like, every day from other people. It's awesome.
Yesterday you got, like, pork chops.
I know, right? See, I don't know. It just happens like that.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I got a home-cooked pork chops from Morgan. It was awesome.
So it's not that you
With their
don't...
applesauce.
Yeah. So it's not that you don't eat home-cooked meals.
Right.
You just don't cook.
I just don't cook them.
Home-cooked
Yeah, somehow I fall into, I don't know, because I'm the only single dude. It's like everyone feels bad for me or something. Like all the people who, you know, not everyone's married, but I call everybody with their wives, because a lot of our friend groups at this point have been with their significant others for a while.
Yeah.
Enough that it's like, dude, legally you're probably married, you know?
Right.
So usually I just say all the wives, you know, everybody's shacked up with their wives, and I feel like, they're like, oh, Carl doesn't have one yet, and they feel pity on me. That, and like, especially with like Courtney.
Yeah.
And some other ones.
Well, there are kids involved.
They like it because like I'll come over and I'll actually hang out with them.
Yeah.
You know, and make like Jared or somebody watch the kids. So they kind of like it because it's like, oh, they get to have human interaction.
Yeah.
Because of course they're watching children all day. That sucks.
I was gonna suggest that Martin go over and go see Courtney.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think they would click.
Yeah.
I think they would click. And plus, people need to do that. I think that's something that's missing in our generation because we got so used to games. I think guys clicked onto it easier because we jumped onto games and yelled at each other. So I think, like, lots of times what I see just dealing with people is the guys have a lot of friends, and then sometimes the girls they don't do as much stuff. Even if they have as many friends, it doesn't seem like they get together and do as many things.
I have a big brain buster for you. Another one of these fun questions.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who has a female best friend that is a male that has a female best friend that is not their significant other?
No, I don't know. I don't believe so. Not off the top of my head. And a lot of the girls that I'm friends with, like my guards is down around them. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but my guard's down because like they're already dating my bro, so I don't look at them anymore as a sexual like thing, you know, like they're just another person now.
Right.
So like, but there's not too many girls that I hang out with that are single that like how do I put this? That I haven't put my pee in. So, like, if they're single and I'm single and we start hanging out, like, it's not a friendship for long. It's a relationship, and then that turns into, you know how that goes.
So the thing that sparked this is, obviously you're my best friend, and even when you were away doing whatever, or I was away doing whatever, there was always a male friend that took, like, center stage. And Lance is kind of the same way, to where, like, he had a male best friend for his entire life, and still does to this time. Now, Kent had a friend named Michelle, and they always used to go around and say that they were best friends. And then something happened to where they weren't friends anymore. They had a very bad friendship breakup. And it got fucking toxic. Whereas, like, if you and I were no longer to be friends tomorrow, 1/10 of the amount of blow up that happened there.
I feel just men and women deal with their emotions differently, so it can be really tricky. Men kind of no bullshit. We don't want drama. We don't want this. We'll either punch each other in the fucking face and deal with it, or whatever, and be done.
But I feel like every guy needs a guy friend. And if you have a girl best friend,
I think that's what I'm getting at. Like,
it's really fucking weird.
The fact that it's because we deal with emotions so differently, I don't know if we can truly understand girls to a point where they can truly understand us, and that's why there's a divide still. Even though how much you love your girlfriend or whatever, there's still some shit about women where it's like, what the fuck?
Well, even with, like, girls have to have a female best friend. Like, you have to have something of the same sex. Unless you're gender fluid or something like that. I mean, that's
a lot of them now have gay best friends. Is that the same?
But that is a gay friend. Very rarely are they gay best friends.
I mean, most of the time they are, aren't they? I don't know.
I don't know. There's a reason why there is a maid of honor and a best man. The male's best friend, the female's best friend.
Right.
To do everything. Like, god damn. I don't know that each one can be the best friend.
I think you could, but I think
Kent gave it a valiant effort. And
I think it's easier when it's with the same sex, just because you understand each other so much more on an instinctive level.
Yeah.
Like, there's not too much shit that, like, you have to talk about man rule wise with a man to get.
Yeah.
And same thing with women. It's kind of like you already know how the jungle is going and the rules are for yourself.
Well, then how much of that friendship would be, like, informative before you even got down to being friends? Like, oh yeah, this is the way the guys do it, or this is the way the girls do it, or that's just how it happens for girls. Or
I think that's half of the problems of having the friend be the opposite sex, is it doesn't last that long because you go through those bumps and no one vocalizes. It's just like the dude feels this way about something, so he's petty, and she feels this way about something because he did this, and here it's just, I don't know, it's like two different dances going on, and you're stepping on each other's toes, but no one wants to acknowledge what dance you're doing. Are we doing the tango, or are we fucking doing, I don't know, the wobble? What the fuck are we doing here?
Now, a little bit of information. I know our main demographic is male.
Yeah.
But if there are any females listening in this situation, if your significant other or male friend or whatever is having a problem, and they are mad, if they are mad or sad or whatever is going on, and they don't tell you what's going on, don't ask. Don't ask what's going on. Say, here is a piece of meat, whether it be a pork chop or a chicken breast or a steak or whatever, and then just leave them alone for a sec. They will come to you.
I always act like nothing's wrong.
Exactly, I do too.
Because the worst thing you can do is the worst thing you can do is act different. So what you do is you just treat it like any other day and keep busting their balls. I've done that.
But then that builds up.
Sometimes it brings them right back, man. I've done that with a lot of people. where like big issues has hit them, even with.
Oh no, I thought you were saying like you don't act any differently if you are mad.
Oh no,
because
do.
if you don't
Yeah.
eventually say what's wrong or whatever, it'll blow up.
Yeah, I've done that.
But asking if something is wrong is the best way to have that blow up. So don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you tell someone who's drunk they're drunk. I don't know why. And I
am not.
And I don't understand why we ever got mad about it, because we're drinking to get drunk. Right?
Well,
a lot of us were drinking to get drunk, so here we are drunk, and we're like, no, we're not.
Well, it was always like a small competition to see like who could drink the most. Like, obviously, I weigh 3 times as much as you do. I'm not going to be drunk on the same amount. Like, we already know that that's biology or whatever. Oh, no, my tolerance is so much. Motherfucker, every time you've drank, I've been there too. We have the exact same tolerance, motherfucker. Right. Oh, I took an extra sip of champagne at my cousin's wedding. That doesn't fucking matter.
All right.
It's not like you go home and drink a 30 rack and then come to me.
Let's do this. Oh, man. Well, dude, it's getting about that time. It's getting late.
Oh, yeah.
You ready to plug the shit?
No. I think we're going to have you do it this time.
Oh, me plug?
Yeah.
What do I got to plug? I introduced, I welcomed us.
I'll go through it with you.
Okay. So, I'm going to do the plug. You can find us on Apple, Spotify,
Anchor.
And now even Google. Anywhere a podcast can honestly be listened to, you will find us.
Where can they find us, CJ?
Well, they can find us under the tag and label of the lunch table.pbj.
The or the?
The.
It's the.
It's the.
It's the.
It's spelled the same.
The is with 2 E's.
The. Okay, what's next? Also, you can find us. This is our social medias. Okay, so we have a Facebook group called The Munchies. Go visit that. That's always a fun time. We've been growing, but no one's really spoke up yet. So go ahead.
And we're also on Facebook?
Yeah, we're also on Facebook. At our name.
The Lunch Table PBJ?
Yeah, The Lunch Table PBJ.
Yeah. What about our Twitter?
Ooh, our Twitter. See, our Twitter is different. Because Twitter had to be weird. So there, it's only Lunch Table PBJ.
Well, PBJ?
Yes.
What about TikTok?
Our TikTok is right back to our normal flow.
What about Instagram?
The Lunch Table PBJ. The Instagram can also be found under the Lunch Table PBJ.
Right.
Now, we also have a Patreon for those people who want to really treat us well.
Ooh, you've got one.
Ooh, what did I forget? Oh, the red channel there. YouTube. You can find us on YouTube at The Lunch Table PBJ. We pop right up, actually. That is fun. We have a couple videos up there now. We're definitely working on getting some more, but compressing videos take time. Things we cannot rush. Trust me, I've tried.
You did good.
Thank you.
You did good.
Thank you. Also, our TikTok, we are releasing a little bit more and more TikToks. Thank you to Drew. Drew's been filming some stuff for us, so that's been cool. Let's see. We already said YouTube is growing. Always make sure to look out for our Instagram. Funny pictures get released. Usually that have something to do with our episode. Lots of times I like the pictures that go on with our movie reviews. They're pretty cool there. You get to see like the cover of whatever we're talking about, get a little better idea of what we're trying to describe.
Special.
Right. And always, like I said, for anyone who wants to be more than just a munchie.
Thank you, Nick Jones.
Thank you, Nick Jones. For anybody who wants to do more than just be a munchie, who wants to be a little extra special, as Drew says it, a little bit more important in our eyes, go ahead to our Patreon. Where can they find our Patreon, Drew?
The Lunch Table PBJ.
The Lunch Table PBJ, where it's only $1 a month to go ahead, donate, help us out. We'll get equipment and things with that. Trust me, I don't want to line my pockets with it. $1. Woo. But as always, thank you, Nick Jones, for donating and yada yada. He's amazing. My mom touched him once. Go listen to the story.
these things help us bring you better quality.
Yes, it does. It does. If we could get, honestly, we need a couple more cameras. We need a couple more microphones and eventually a mixer probably.
Yeah.
So, plenty of stuff for us to upgrade.
We're just starting out. We're just trying.
Yeah, plenty of stuff for us to upgrade. So, go ahead. You feel like helping 2 Pennsylvania boys out. Like we said, find us on the Patreon there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Drew, thank you for being you, man. Thanks for stopping, as always. I love hanging out with you. For the people, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I know this one wasn't as, I don't know, jokey.
Yeah.
But a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
So hopefully you liked it just as much. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you're feeling. You know, if you actually kind of like this one a little bit better, I don't know. Speak up. We don't know what you like till you tell us.
CJ, thanks for coming out and freezing off your nads.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I know. I'm a little.
Yeah.
I'm little and I get cold easy.
Yeah, you're wearing shorts now.
I am wearing. My legs are so white, dude. So white, it's bad. But thank you again for stopping. Thanks for stopping. It's getting a lot more fun around here. Always come back. We love you. Peace.
See ya.